Are you ready to become a game show master? Because I know I am. Hello Bookworm family, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Danny. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell because I am posting every day this month for Vlogmas. And if you're not already following me on Instagram, please be sure to do that. It is at _dancing_bookworm. I post on there full book reviews and bookish content. So today we are discussing my very first readathon. So I am hosting a readathon in the month of January, and it is called the Game Show Master Readathon. So if you guys haven't seen any of my previous videos, I am obsessed with game shows, like game reality shows. Like Amazing Race is my top, and Jeopardy. And I also love Survivor, and I pretty much watch all of them. Card Sharks, Deal or No Deal, everything. I watch them all. I love game shows so much. So what I have done is I have made a readathon based off of my favorite game shows, and I'm going to just kind of introduce it to you guys today. Because I'm going to be spending the next few Saturdays going over it more in depth to get you guys really pumped up for it, because I am super pumped up for it. So today's kind of just a basic overview of the readathon. However, I will be linking down below the Google Doc for you guys to read through if you guys want to kind of get a jump start on what you'll be able to read, how you'll be able to participate, and yada yada yada. So, very most important thing about Game Show Master Readathon is there are ways that you can play where you only have to read one book, or you can read 13 books. So 13 is my favorite number, so that's how many game shows I picked to base books off of. So I'm looking down here because I have my laptop down here with all the information on it, and the Google Doc pulled up. So basically, as you're playing this readathon, you'll be winning book bucks. For every book you read, you'll be winning imaginary, fake, not real money called book bucks. And I feel like I have to say that it's not real money because I am not sending anyone $1 million. I don't have $1 million, let alone be able to send anyone $1 million. So it is imaginary money, but you can use the money to buy yourself lifelines throughout the game. So a little bit more about that. We will go into full details and directions in next week's video on all the lifelines and stuff. But basically, there are a few different lifelines. There's DVR, which you can buy for 500 book bucks, and that's where you can kind of pass over a prompt and return to it later. So kind of like how you record on a DVR. So like if you the game shows are meant to go in order, but if you get to like a food challenge one and it's a really long book but you're in the mood for a short book, you can use 500 book bucks to go and skip that one and come back to it later when you have more time to read a longer book. Then there's fast forward, and that costs 1,000 book bucks, and you can choose to like completely skip to prompt. You don't have to do that prompt, and you don't have to return to it. And then there's change the channel for 2,500 book bucks, and for that you can change any prompt to a mood read of your choice. So if there's a prompt you really don't feel like reading, like if you're just not in the mood for a book with rep in it, or if you're not in the mood for a romance, you can use the change the channel lifeline and completely surpass that for a mood read. So you don't have to do the prompt, but you can read a mood read. You can also, is there one? Yeah, so you can, I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's one. Oh, yeah. Okay, so when you feel like you're done playing the game, so there's no, like, limit to how many prompts you have to do. So you can kind of just fast forward through the prompts. Like, you don't have to use the fast forward lifeline, but just, like let's say you only want to do the first prompt. You can only do the first prompt and then just take how much money you won from the first prompt and write that down below. So I will kind of show you guys really quick. I'm hoping my laptop battery doesn't die. That's why I'm talking kind of fast, because it's on its last leg and I really want to get through this video. So on the very last page, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it says cash out. Hold on. Okay, so it says cash out, and there's a place to put your winnings there. So that's just how much you won in book bucks, and then you guys can write that in the comments on my video, which I will announce later. And I will pick one person. It doesn't matter how many book boxes you actually win, but I'll just pick one person who commented on either YouTube or Instagram and do a little mini giveaway and pick one person from those comments to win the giveaway. However, I don't care how much you win in the game, but you do have to be subscribed to my channel and following me on Instagram. So you have to be doing both things to win the giveaway. So anywho, I'm just going to go through really quick the prompts and tell you guys a little bit more about each prompt. So, I'm going to have a day where I go through the prompts in like full detail. I'm also going to have a day where I go through all the book recommendations. But like I said, I wanted to post the Google Doc so you guys can have access to it. So that link is down below. You guys can read the whole thing ahead of time if you want, but I will still be posting videos. So if there's anything you're confused about, it'll probably be answered in a later video. So the first one is Jeopardy. And the prompt for Jeopardy is actually in memory of Alex Trebek because I loved him and I'm really sad that he passed away. But the prompt for the show, or the prompt for that one, is to read a book with a question in the title. So any book that has a title that's in the form of a question. And for that you would win 1,000 book bucks. So if you wanted to stop there and have that be your very last prompt, you only wanted to do one, that's fine. You would go to cash out, and once you finish that book, you just write 1,000 book bucks, and then you can put that in the comments. If you want to keep going, you can go right on to the next prompt, which is Supermarket Sweep, or you can pay to use one of the lifelines. Obviously 1,000 book bucks is not enough to use all the lifelines, but there's a couple you could use for 1,000 book bucks. So it's up to you if you want to save. You can save all your book bucks. So if you do the first prompt and the second prompt, and then you add those book bucks together, that's how you'd buy more lifelines for later. So, or you can do all the prompts, it doesn't matter. You don't have to use any lifelines. Then you would just end up with more book bucks at the end. So it's kind of just for fun. But the next one is Supermarket Sweep, and that's to read a book with food or drink on the cover. Then we have Family Feud, and that's the prompt for that is to read a book with a unique family dynamic. Then we have The Price is Right, and that one is to read a book with a number in the title. And then we have Deal or No Deal, and that's to read a book where the character has to make a big choice. So that's pretty wide range of choices there, but anything where the character has to make a big choice. Then we have Fear Factor. I don't know if you guys remember the show Fear Factor, but it was one of my favorites when it was on TV. I'm so sad it's not like making new episodes. But that's to read a horror or thriller book. And I'm not gonna tell you how much each of these are worth because I'll do that in another video, but basically the ranges go up and up. So like Jeopardy was worth 1,000 and Fear Factor was worth like 100,000 book bucks. So, you know, kind of thing. You start with 0 book bucks, so you have to at least do Jeopardy. Like that's the one that you have to do the prompt for, to be able to do it. And then you can do as many as you want from there. So the next one is The Bachelorette, and that is to read a book with 2 main characters, 1 female and 1 male. So normally I would not like really care if you picked like a book that had 2 females and stuff like that, but because The Bachelorette is literally about finding the male love of your life, I had to do a male and a female. But it doesn't have to be a romance, so it could just be like brother or sister, or like characters who are like best friends who are male and female. So like it doesn't have to be like a romantic thing, even though it's based off The Bachelorette. Then we have American Ninja Warrior, and for that one it is read a book that features a sport. Then we have RuPaul's Drag Race, which is one of my favorite shows, and that's to read a book with LGBTQ plus representation in it. Then we have Survivor, which is another one of my favorites. My favorites have higher money values, I'll tell you guys that much. Like, as we go, the money values get higher. It's because those shows are my favorites. So Survivor is to read a book that is set mostly outside, and it can be any, like, season or anything for that. Then we have Big Brother, and that's to read a book with a big cast of characters. So I would say, like, 4 or more main characters in it probably, because standardly I feel like there's, like, 1 or 2 main characters, like a protagonist and an antagonist, or, like, a protagonist, their best friend, and an antagonist or something. So I'd say 4 or more main characters would be good for that. And then we have, oh no, scroll. I'm worried it's gonna die. Okay, so then we have The Amazing Race, which is my favorite. favorite. And that is to read a book set in a different country. And then the final one, of course, is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and that is to read a book written by a celebrity. And I did that because a lot of times on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, they have celebrities on there, like playing for charity, and like the host is always a celebrity, so that's why I did that. But it doesn't have to be like a biography by them. It could be like a like I know like Tia and Tamara Mowry wrote like a children's book, so you could do that. So for each of these, if you guys go to the Google Doc, you will see that there are book recommendations for children's, middle grade, YA, new adult, and adult. So I wanted to make this very applicable to everyone. My niece really enjoyed playing Believe-a-thon, which was hosted by Gavin at How to Train Your Gavin, and it was for middle grade books, but she did it with picture books because she's only 7, so she really enjoyed doing that, and I really liked having her do it with me. So I wanted to make this like able for anyone to play. So I did do children's through adult books so that you can do it as a whole family. So like I said, when you get to the end, you get to the cash out page and you're going to add up all your money and deduct whatever lifelines you use. So yeah, there's a little math in this, but it's okay. You can use the calculator. So like, let's say I do all 13 prompts. I would add all that up. So I'd end up with over $1 million, like well over $1 million, like a lot of money. But if I do use lifelines, I have to deduct those. So if I choose to use the DVR prompt like 4 or 5 different times, I will have to deduct $500 from every single time, but you have to make sure you have enough in the bank. So like if you do Jeopardy and then you use your DVR, then you'd only have $500 left because you only win 1,000 for Jeopardy and DVR costs $500. So yeah. And DVR you have to go back, so like you might want to save those to be able to like skip a full prompt because 13 is a lot of prompts. But I did make this a little complicated because I like a good like a readathon that really like makes you think and really like puts effort forward. Like I absolutely love Believe-a-thon that Gav does. I love Polarathon that Jade at JD Ready Reads does. I love Bookopoly that Becca does because you have to use the game board. So I like things where you really have to like think and be fully immersed into the readathon. So that's why I did it this way. However, I do have an easier readathon planned for June, which is going to be based off of Broadway musicals. So if you guys are like, oof, this is a tough readathon and I don't think I can do it, just wait till the summer. I'm saying June, but I also don't know because that's one of my recital months, so it might be like July or August when I have a little bit more downtime. But I am hoping that it will be June, but that'll be a little bit easier of a readathon with just like some basic prompts based off of Broadway shows and a little less like having to add stuff up. But I wanted to give something a little bit more challenging for my first one because I thought it would be fun to do. So when you get to the cash out page, you get to write in your cash out, but then there's also spaces. Will that scroll down? Or is that just going to be a but? It's just going to be a but. Okay, hold on. My laptop is really old, but it was a gift from someone and it still works really good and I don't ever use it, so, you know, sorry. But, so there's like favorite prompt, favorite author, all that stuff. So you guys are going to fill that out on here and then it's going to say I read a total of blank books. So you can put 1 through 13 depending on how much you read. And then it gives you my information like that go to the Dancing Bookworm and blah, blah, blah. And write how many things you got. You can answer the questions in the comments, whatever you want to do, just to kind of have like a little memento of your game show master readathon experience. So it's not as detailed as some of the other readathons, but I think it'll be fun. It's kind of like a mix between like Monopoly and like game shows and other readathons and stuff like that. So I'm just really excited to do it. So again, I will get into more details in the next coming Saturdays, but that's just the introduction to it. All the directions are on the Google Doc page along with all the prompts. All the money, all the lifelines, everything's on there, so you guys can go and check that out. I just realized that my strings are probably driving someone in the world crazy because I feel like I notice that when I watch people's videos. But anyway, so yeah, I really just want you guys to do what you can, enjoy it. If you don't want to do like the adding of stuff, you just can't enter the giveaway if you don't put like an amount afterwards. So like even if you read more than just the Jeopardy one, even if you just put that you won 1,000 book bucks, I won't know the difference. Like, so you could just put that you won 1,000 book bucks if you don't want to do all the adding and stuff. But you know, if you're like me and you like to keep track, then I think it's fun because you can win, I want to say, you can win like $1 billion or something. I don't know, if you do all the prompts and don't use any lifelines, I feel like you can win like $1 billion. I personally will probably use the DVR Lifeline a lot because I don't like reading books if I'm not in the mood for them. So like when I have a big TBR, I make sure I can go back and read books that I'm just in the mood for. So, but anyways, that document has been shared. It is public to anybody who has the link. So the link is down below. Go ahead, click on it. Feel free to share it. Make sure people know about this readathon. I'm really, really excited for it. So I hope you guys are too. And next week I will be going through the directions page in full detail. The week after that, I'll be going through all the prompts in full detail with like ideas and stuff like that, but not like full book recommendations because that'll be the week after. And then the last Saturday of this month will be my full TBR that I'm using for this readathon. So yeah, so that's what to look forward to for the next few Saturdays for Vlogmas, is just really focusing on the readathon, going through things in detail so you guys have all the information you need. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Let me know what your questions are so I can answer them in one of the upcoming Saturday videos. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!
Wasn't that a great video? Clearly books make me very happy. Now you can make me happy too. Click the subscribe button to follow my channel. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you think I did good. And the notification bell will let you know when I post new content. Also, follow my Instagram for more book shenanigans.